What's up YouTube, KB Cooper here, and I'm going to talk about people who are talking about Microsoft making big mistakes, which I don't think they made. Let's break it down. So this year at E3, Microsoft came to the table with a couple interesting things, and I know I've addressed these in some of the videos I've posted recently, but I just want to recap briefly. They announced the Xbox One S, a very small, if any, incremental performance change over the Xbox One with 4K output and HDR-enabled games. Now this only benefits if you have a 4K TV, or an HDR-enabled TV as well, and though there may be minimal performance differences, that's only because when they go to their part manufacturers to decide what parts they're going to put in the new model, sometimes things just get upgraded and there's no way around it. It wouldn't make sense to go back and buy old stuff when you can get newer stuff for the same price and same performance. They also announced Project Scorpio, which is a console that we know minimal things about, but we do know that it has a boasted 6 teraflops of performance. So then we have a console that's roughly 4.5 times more powerful than the current Xbox One or Xbox One S that's been announced. So the criticism that people are bringing to Microsoft is that they announced a new console and then told us a new console was right around the corner. And that is a bad option. Now, the reason they're saying this is a bad option is because the Xbox One S just won't sell. You idiots, you announced one console and then told somebody that something is better right around the corner. Why would I ever buy that? Well, let's take a second here. Project Scorpio is a concept, it's an idea, but it's also further pushing the agenda that Microsoft doesn't want Xbox to be considered this generation console. They want Xbox to be considered as a service. When you think about Netflix, you don't think about Netflix on an iPhone versus Netflix on a computer versus Netflix on Windows 10 or Netflix on a Mac. You just think Netflix, and that is where Xbox is going. And I think that's the piece maybe that we're not understanding, or maybe it's just too soon for the gaming market. But Microsoft wants Xbox to be a service. They want you to purchase Xbox Play Anywhere ready devices, computers. Maybe it is an Xbox, but the point is that the concept is the same. You can play these games on any of the devices that we've certified to be Xbox Play Anywhere. So whether that be an Xbox One S, an Xbox One, or Project Scorpio, maybe an amazingly built gaming PC, or maybe just a PC that you can buy at Best Buy that has the stamp of approval from Microsoft, but they want it to be a service, and I think that's where they didn't mess up. What they told me as a consumer is, hey, your Xbox One, you're still good to go. All these games we're showing on stage, you can still play. You want to get the Xbox One S? Guess what? Nothing's changed. Project Scorpio? Hey man, enjoy the game. Gaming PC? Exclusives coming your way. I don't see an issue with this. Now, hear me out. I get where you guys are coming from, especially if you just bought an Xbox One and now you see the Xbox One S, which is way cooler, looks nicer, has these 4K benefits and HDR games, you're pissed. But here's the thing, without a 4K TV or an HDR-enabled TV, you're really not missing out on anything. And the performance, if any, is minimal. It may be a couple frames per second, or maybe a difference in how much of the game that you would play with dynamic adjustments, such as Halo 5, when it would scale the resolution based off how much was going on screen. So with that said, trying to really think about where people should get upset is, I don't know, I'm just at a loss. From my perspective, I really just see Microsoft saying, we just enabled Xbox across more devices than we ever have. We're breaking barriers, we're opening up the space, we're bringing compatibility to more devices and growing the Xbox family. To me, opening up those doors to the millions of Windows 10 users that exist already to be part of the Xbox ecosystem was an amazing choice, specifically for titles like Halo or Gears of War, who could majorly benefit from a PC audience. The fact that they've hinted towards bringing mouse and keyboard support to the Xbox One as well is an indicator that they want to blur the lines and boundaries that have been imposed by us for the longest time. I don't like consoles for this one reason, exclusivity and bundles and these deals. It's annoying to know that if I pre-ordered Call of Duty Infinite Warfare on my Xbox One and I paid that $80 price point, I have to wait 30 days, though I paid the same amount of money because of a console exclusivity deal. Imagine a world where we have game services that we can just enjoy and play. It doesn't matter. We only get exclusives from Sony, exclusives from Nintendo, exclusives from Microsoft, but it doesn't matter where you play. I think we're a really long way off from having that happen with every game company, but just try and stick with me here. Microsoft is laying the groundwork for other companies to say, why are we doing all this R&D for a console that'll become obsolete in the next 3 to 5 years because of the rate in which technology increases, when they could just build high-power machines and swap out the parts as the industry moves forward and not have to keep buying these $500, $600, $100 systems every 3 to 5 years? Why? It doesn't make sense. It's a model that will become unstable. The only reason it works for, let's say, mobile phones is because they're heavily discounted into 2-year contracts, and they're even trying to push that cost back on us with higher cost per month to have that phone or to lease the phone. So I'd much rather the direction that Microsoft's going in than I do the old way. It just doesn't make sense. So I appreciate Microsoft laying out the options and pushing forward a service mentality because I think it will be more beneficial in the long run. Nonetheless, this has been a quick thought with KB Cooper from Project Forge. If you guys like this video, please comment, like, subscribe, buy, break it. I don't care, as long as you do something with it. I'm out. Peace.